Most people think a toy is just a toy until they find themselves holding a cheap knockoff that smells like a literal chemical factory. That is the wild reality of the viral craze surrounding the NeeDoh jellyfish right now. This thing has absolutely exploded on social media. It is not just some random fidget gadget from a brand you have never heard of. The company behind it has been crafting toys since the mid-70s. They have decades of experience. That history matters when everyone else is trying to copy your homework. The design of this jellyfish is actually quite brilliant from a sensory perspective. It gives you two distinct textures to play with at the same time. You have that classic, firm, doughy squish in the main dome. Inside that dome, there's this gorgeous glitter that catches the light as you move it around. Then, right underneath, you have these floppy, wiggly tentacles. They offer a completely different, softer texture to rub between your fingers, between your big squeezes. It is a dual sensory setup that feels much more intentional than your average stress ball. But the success of this design created a massive problem for the makers. The demand went through the roof so fast that the company's inventory was wiped out. The chief executive mentioned they sold an entire year worth of stock in just 9 weeks. That is an insane pace for any business to keep up with. When a product disappears from shelves that fast, the counterfeiters see a major opening. They flooded the market with fakes almost immediately. This is where things get really sketchy for the average buyer. Major online marketplaces and discount international shipping sites were specifically called out in safety warnings. These fakes are not just lower quality than the original. They are potentially unsafe for regular use. Authentic versions go through rigorous safety testing to ensure they are non-toxic. The knockoffs skip all of those expensive steps. People are reporting that the fakes feel foamy or oily to the touch. Some even have a distinct, unpleasant chemical odor that lingers on your hands. If you are handing these to kids who play with them all day, that is a huge red flag that you cannot ignore. You really have to be careful about where you are sourcing these things. The real deal usually retails between $7 and $10. If you see them for way less than that, or on a suspicious auction site, you should just stay away. The official guidance is to stick to the big-name physical stores. Go to places like Target or Walmart or those popular discount shops. Buying in person is the only way to guarantee you are getting that genuine, non-toxic experience. It is rare to see a fidget toy with this much thought put into the tactile feedback. For anyone who needs that extra sensory input to focus, this jellyfish is a genuine win. It is creative, and it is functional. Just make sure you are squeezing the real thing and not some oily imitation that belongs in the trash. The deeper you look into these viral trends, the more you realize that the source of the product is just as important as the product itself. I spent a lot of time digging into this because the difference between a great sensory tool and a cheap fake is massive. Stay sharp when you are shopping. Look for those reputable retailers. Your hands will thank you for the extra effort. It is fascinating how a simple jellyfish shape can cause such a massive stir in the toy world. The combination of the glitter dome and those wiggly legs really sets it apart from the rest of the pack. It is definitely one of the more creative designs we have seen in quite a while.